Okay, Gemini, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your October read. I'm a little late because I just really wanted Mercury direct. My tech issues have been crazy. When normally I'm like, Mercury. I was like, this is no joke. So, we're going to do your monthly. If it's yours, you'll know. If it's not, you'll know too. Probably first couple minutes, so if it ain't it, there's other wonderful readers. So let's see. Also, not Soup's in the mood for reversals, so we'll see what happens. So we have in a 9 Carter. Okay, all right then. I love it. 9 of Cups in the center. We like that, right? That's a good thing. So I think that there's something that's kind of coming along for you that I'm not saying you held on to it, but you've kind of been either toying with the idea or something is coming your way that clicks. I feel like there might be an initial, not a false start per se, but a retooling of the concept. Like what you want is important and you have it figured out, but what comes to you might be packaged up a little different than what you anticipated. And I don't see it as a bad thing, but there might be a moment of like, whoa, all right, you might have to get comfortable with it. I'm just saying. Because we have, in the corners, we have 2 of Pentacles, Hanged Man, Fool, and Ace of Cups. Lovely energy, a little bit of juggling. Like I said, the Hanged Man, there's a little bit of retooling, maybe some perspective you have to get on some things. But I like this one because there's 2 Fools in this deck, and you got the Fool 2.0. So yeah, there's kind of like a, okay, reboot, but like a good reboot. So then, because then you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups following in that line. So once you kind of do get comfortable with whatever this new thing is, you're in it. You're like, woo! Because you have the 2 of Pentacles with the 2 of Swords and then the Fool. So like I said, there is kind of like if you were weighing options or things, you might not have had all the pieces with that 2 of Swords, with that blindfold element, so you might have had to choose one or the other. But when you do, cool. Because then Queen of Swords, 9 of Cups, Ace of Wands. You have to make the decision. And like I said, you know how they say when you make a decision, the other thing becomes not an option. When you choose the one thing, it becomes the thing. There are no other things. So when you choose the one thing, you get there. Because then you have the 9 of Cups, Ace of Wands is actually the doing thing. In the process of that with the Hanged Man, like I said, there's an element of having to be comfortable with something. The Page of Cups reversed. Because I was like, I'm not doing reversals, but this is like important. So with the Page of Cups reversed, there is kind of a moment where you might kind of need to weigh things again and be like, okay, is this the way we really want to go? Yes, because then you have the Ace of Cups. So you have 2 aces down here. The doing and the feeling all lines up, which is lovely. Because then we have the 2 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Hanged Man. Like I said, weighing options. There is this kind of duality that you're doing, but the Queen of Swords says like, no, we got to pick something here. 2 of Swords, 9 of Cups, Page of Cups reversed. Like I said, there could be something that you're waiting on hearing about that is kind of the hold up in you fully accepting a new train. It's not that it's bad at all, but you're like, do you really want to start something while something else could still be a thing? So if this could be relationships, jobs, like you could be interviewing for 2 things and the one, you want them both, but like the one would be better, but you have to kind of get comfortable with like the idea of the other thing, so there is that, like I said, there's an element of getting comfortable with something that you might not have considered before. So I do want to see what this 9 of Cups is about for you. Gemini, 9 of Cups. Talk to me about that. 7 of Cups, like I said, there's the option factor where you're like, if you pick one thing, then the other thing's not a thing anymore. And Gemini, you love options. You're like, options are awesome because you like possibility. The possibility of stuff is sometimes even more fun than the thing you're doing. So 7 of Cups, Page of Swords. You are really kind of watching. Or you feel like other people are watching you to see what you do, and you're like, why are you looking at me? Like, this is none of your business. Now, Page of Cups, what is this thing you got going on? 10 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like, like I said, 10 of Swords is the end. Any hemming and hawing, any trying to figure things out, I think with the 10 of Swords, you logically, I feel like logic is going to have to come into this because that Queen of Swords, she is very logical too, almost feeling a little cold. So even if you have these emotional elements, you do need to kind of step back and kind of look from an outside perspective again here. Because what is Gemini going to figure out? What is it? 6 of Swords, the Chariot, and the Hierophant. Yeah. Whatever thing you move away from, and you will be moving, and it'll probably move faster than what you're comfortable with. Because 6 of Swords is always kind of a slower card for me, and the Chariot's like, no, pick up the pace, pumpkin. And then you have the Hierophant. So there is some kind of committing to a new track, committing to a new thing, and moving. This could be actually kicking off a relationship. 5 of Swords on the Ace of Cups. Give me one more on that before I say what I'm going to say. Like I said, you have to get comfortable with it. I don't think you're 100% comfortable. I feel like there might be a smidgen of a backslide. And not in a bad way. You're not like, tearing it all down or anything. There could be a little bit of confusion, a little feeling like you have to prove yourself in some way. Even if it's what you want. King of Swords, I think you'll be fine. Okay, Gemini? Because there you are like, nope, here's what we're doing. So once there's a level of commitment to whichever direction you're choosing that has to be present. And like I said, there is an element of, it's not really like that one-upsmanship. I get more that it's you have to prove yourself. You have to say like, no, I'm worth doing this. I'm absolutely, excuse me, because you have the 9 of Pentacles reversed on the Ace of Wands. There is a sense of, if anything, you feel like you're giving up a level of independence. Like I said, you're giving up options. You're giving up, this garden where anything could happen for one particular pentacle. And you're just like, But you gotta like kind of lean into that. 7 of Wands. No, thank you. I don't want to. Because I was like, what is this hangman about? 7 of Wands is it's kind of like when you're at a buffet and you're like, you totally know you could go back for another plate of whatever it is. But you're also like, I simply cannot. You gotta hit your I simply cannot phase. Now give me something on this Queen of Swords here. What is that decision that Gemini's working on here? Page of Pentacles. So you have this 2 of Pentacles, and now you need to pick the 1 pentacle and do something with it. And communicate with it, put it out there, start making moves on it, and take away the confusion factor. What good is having options if you're not partaking in any of them? So, let's see, go into the Oracle. You have the Lilies, the Sun, and the Dude. Now, it's just the person. I don't really go by the gender business, but with the Lilies, it's like my Wheel of Fortune card. Then you have the Sun card, which is kind of like the illumination. And then I'm going to view this. Let's see, give me one more on this Dude. Yeah, so there's commitments. There's commitments and locking things down. So if this is a relationship, I think things are kind of like you've zeroed in and like, this is what I want. It's not exactly what you want, but it's pretty darn good. And like I said, there's a getting comfortable with only taking one thing. Okay? Like, don't go back up to the buffet. Don't get another plate. Work with the plate you got. So, because there's still maybe some crab legs on it. You know what I mean? So with the sun, what are the opportunities popping up here? The block. You could be seeing things as obstacles versus potential. So remember we said that's way too many even for me, but the key was popping out. Remember I said you have to get comfortable with things? Yeah. Communicate stuff. There could be things that, like I said, make you shift your direction. And that could be uncomfortable initially, but it's for long-term growth and etc. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a surprise to you. Like if you think you have stuff on lock already, or you're just kind of enjoying this nebulous, like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. And then something happens and you're like, oh, yeah. It's viewing it as an opportunity versus obstacle. See the Seven of Wands where it's like, no, thank you. Because if you're going to lock something down, like, do it. So what is this? I do want one more on that. The Ring and the Tower for Gemini. What was we talking about? The book. There's knowledge. There's stuff that you're either learning, or there is kind of, the book can be about secrets too, but I don't really get the secrets aspect. Just, like I said, there's just stuff that's coming in. You know, or you might need to actually learn some additional things. Like, remember I said the proving yourself part? That's what that could be. There could be stuff you need to know and level up in some way that you feel like, you know, okay, I'm going to get out of my little Nine of Pentacles garden. I'm going to get a new perspective. We're going to grow. We're going to do some stuff. And we're going to commit to doing one particular thing. Now, with the Crystal Oracle, we got Ruby, which is passion, courage, and consciousness. So, life will soon be filled with passion and bliss. All right, I'm in. Remember, you got the Nine of Cups in the middle, so hey-o. Try to release negative anger and heavier unconscious emotions and seek your bliss. Yeah, so that kind of cleaning house aspect, when you choose something, choose it. Go all in. All right, Gemini, that's what we have for October. And enjoy whatever this is. Hello.